You know what time it is. It's your man Urban Lover report live and direct from the Urbmobile. Let's get this underway. Now I said I'll make two videos. This video right here is going to basically talk about Kobe Bryant. Now, Kobe Bryant had a discussion, and the discussion was asking about, you know, the GOAT. And he said clearly that he's better than Michael Jordan. Now, this is what I mean when I said a while back when Lonzo Ball first came into the league. And LeVar Ball was talking about, like, you know, Lonzo's better than Michael Jordan. And fans went off. And I tell fans that you don't never want to tell your child or you don't want to believe in your heart that you're not better than a certain person. You always want to have that understanding that you can be better than that person. You always go into a fight or into a situation thinking you can outdo that person, outsmart that person, or you're better than that person. Does that mean that to validate that you're better than that person? No, but you go in there with the mentality that you are better than that individual. That will build up character. It builds motivation. It inspires you. You know, Michael Jordan inspired Kobe Bryant. That's why Kobe Bryant took all his ideas from Michael. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at the whole dynamics of that. And I've been telling you guys that Kobe Bryant should have been in the GOAT talk. And the reason why Kobe Bryant's not in the GOAT talk, for those that didn't watch my videos or didn't watch all the way through, I told you guys the reason why the reason why Kobe ain't in the GOAT talks is because of his situation with that rape allegation. Because one thing about this system is this. One thing about the system is this. In order for you to be upfront, especially, and this is not me being racist, but I'm just going to be honest with you. For a so-called black man to be upfront, he had to have no asterisk by his name in order for people to honor him and respect him. You look at LeBron. LeBron had no asterisk by his name, but people will go out of their way and try to shame him or find something bad about him. They would try their best to find something negative about him to make him worse than what he is. Yeah, you know, as fans, yeah, we critique him based on the fact of what he brings to the court, what he's doing on the court. But then you got fans who basically look at his personal life and attack his personal life. You know what I mean? You have some fans like that. You have the system built like that in order to destroy someone's character. And not just so-called blacks, but some poor whites as well, and even rich whites. You know what I mean? When they go against the grain, the system will attack them. Now, Kobe, when you look at Kobe's situation, and if you actually follow that whole scenario, what took place, you know for a fact this young lady was a groupie. You're going to run into that. So I'm telling the brothers that you have to be mindful and careful about who you let in your circle and who you give your all to. Remember, Eve got the knowledge from Satan first. So you got to remember that. You know what I mean? So a woman can utilize what she have in order to destroy you. And I'm not saying that all women do that, but you have women out there that actually is focused on getting the financial gain from idiotic men who don't think, but they think with their penis. And this can happen. Now, does that mean that Kobe was wrong? Listen, first and foremost, I wasn't there. If it was my opinion, I believe that Kobe didn't do it. I mean, he didn't rape her. That's how I look at it. And the reason why I say that, because I know you don't have, listen, you're a star. You don't have to rape. You can be the most ugliest person in the world. If you got money, majority of women will fall at your feet. And the reason why I say that, because the world moves based on money. And I'm not saying all the women, but the majority of them. But here's the thing. Because of the Kobe situation with that rape allegation, that's why his name is never mentioned in the GOAT situation. Because, like I said, you look at LeBron don't really have nothing negative about him besides his court demeanors and what he does on the court. But that's not something that's going to destroy his legacy. You look at Jordan. Jordan had a gambling problem. I know a lot of people don't do no research. They just go with the flow. And I'm a big Jordan fan. You know what I'm saying? I used to hate him. I hate him, you know, like crazy when he beat Magic Johnson and them. You know, I was crying. I was hurt. I said, somebody take him out. And every time New York Knicks, Indiana, any team, Orlando, any team that would play him, I was hoping that these teams would beat him. But they lost with no avail. They couldn't beat him. So after a while, you know, you have to respect what he brought to the table. But going back to Kobe, like I said, going back to Michael Jordan, you got to look at the Michael Jordan scenario too. Michael Jordan had a heavy gambling problem. When that year that he actually retired, and you ain't got to quote me, all you do is do your research, open up your eyes, and look outside the box. Don't follow what the media tell you. But in the end of the day, you look at Michael Jordan's situation. When he retired, so-called retired, for a year and came back, you know, that was actually him being suspended by David Stearns. It was a hush-hush thing because why? They didn't want to asterisk by Michael Jordan's name. Michael Jordan at the time was the person that carried the torch for the league. And that's what people fail to realize. You know, if the league supports you, they're going to back you up. But something like an allegation like that with rape, no, they couldn't do that. They couldn't back up somebody like that. And that's any league. If you ever notice, when it comes to a so-called black man, it's hard for a league or organization to support somebody that was in that type of situation. Even if the individual was guilty. I mean, not guilty, I'm sorry. Even if they were not guilty. You got to remember that one thing about social media is that once somebody come out with something about rape charge and all that, they automatically make you guilty right off the bat without even going to court. You already automatically guilty. So they never talk about Kobe and that, because when you talk about Kobe, that's the first thing they're gonna bring up is the rape charge. That's the way this system works. They're all about negative energy. They don't really focus on the positive. So they want to bring that up because that's the whole thing about destroying someone's character. And I respect Kobe for coming out saying that, because Kobe should be mentioned in the GOAT talk. It doesn't make sense for him not to be. You know what I mean? So in retrospect to that, which way is this person going? You going that way or that way? So in retrospect to that, Kobe should be a part of that GOAT talk when you're talking about LeBron and Michael Jordan, because you got to think about it like this. Not taking nothing away from LeBron James, because I respect LeBron James and what he brought to the table and all that. But you got to look at it like this. LeBron James played when he went to the finals for 8 straight years, it was in the East. During the time they went to the finals, there were really not that many strong teams in the East. You probably had 2 strong teams, if that. Those 2 strong teams, besides the team that LeBron played on, would not be able to beat the Western Conference team, 7th, 8th seed, in a 7-game series. I'm just being honest with you. That's how weak the East was. So LeBron James had an easy walk to the finals. When he comes to the West, you see it totally different. I said this before in my many videos. I said if LeBron James run the LeBron James system, it's not going to work. You might get wins here and there, but it's not going to work. You need the whole validation of all the players in order to come together as a collective group to make it work. Not know everybody standing around the perimeter waiting for LeBron James to figure out what he's going to do to take the threes. He's 30-something years old. He's not 20-something years old. And I'm not knocking, like I said, I'm not knocking what LeBron James brought to the table going to the 8 straight years, because that's still a hell of accomplishment for somebody like that at that caliber. But then you got to look at, like I said, then you look at Michael Jordan. If you look at Michael Jordan during his era, Kobe got a little bit of that era. But if you look at Michael Jordan era during that time, Michael Jordan went up against a lot of strong teams. And most teams, 90% of most teams during the late 80s, early 90s, most of those teams, they had like 2 or 3 superstars on their team. I know a lot of people don't want to believe it. All you have to do is look at NBA Jam. NBA Jam will give you an idea of what was on the team. Go look at the first NBA Jam. Go look at that and you'll see they always had like two good quality players on the team. It just came down that at the time, you had the Chicago Bulls that was the top dog after they beat the Celtics and after they beat the Detroit Pistons. You know what I'm saying? So after that, it was, it wasn't easy for Jordan because he still had to fight through the East. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you look at the West always was strong. It's just that Chicago ruled that whole time Jordan was in the league. So you look at the West, and then after Jordan, retired or whatever, or got close to being, retired, you had Kobe. And you look at the West, they were just as strong. So the West always been strong. It never really died out. The West been strong going back to the 70s. It always been strong, even to the 80s, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, like the Celtics, for example, it was easy for them back during the early days to go right into the finals. I mean, for all them years they went. But anyway, you look at the West had always been strong. Kobe had to fight through a lot just to get where he was, based on what he accomplished. And I never take nothing away from none of the 3. But I'll say like this. You look at it like this, and I go back to, again, like Kobe, and I won't say, well, Kobe didn't have nobody, Jordan had people, and LeBron had people. I won't get into that narrative, because when Kobe didn't have nobody, he didn't do anything. You know what I mean? He did go to the playoff. They played the Phoenix Suns, and they was up 3-1, and Phoenix came back and spanked them when he had Lamar Odoms and Caron Butler and all them, and Brian Grant. But at the end of the day, once they got Andrew Bynum, Paul Gasol, and Lamar Odoms, they started rolling. Keep in mind, Paul Gasol was an all-star. So was Lamar, and so was Andrew Bynum. So you had all-stars on your team. Well, all-stars on your team. And at the end of the day, that what made them go. And then you had a good supporting cast, with Derek Fisher and a couple other guys. So then like I said, so at the end of the day, I tell fans this. Whoever you consider to go in your own opinion, that's who you choose to be. There's no debating, because at the end of the day, each one of these guys brought something important to the table. Point blank, period. Out of the 3, I will go with Jordan. Not being biased, but that's why I rock with, only because I got to see Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron play. And I looked at each individual and at that time, what era they played in and how strong those eras are. Jordan and Kobe, believe it or not, if Kobe was 25, 26 years old and Jordan was 25, 26 years old playing this league today, both of them guys will be at the top averaging like 35 points a game. Because right now the league is based on offense. It's not based on defense. You can't do nothing that you did back in the late 80s to the 90s. You couldn't do none of that. No hand checking. You couldn't be physical, none of that. So you think about these two guys playing in the era today, they'd be killing. Jordan be having a lot. Jordan probably have a lot of 60-point games. So will Kobe. Because right now I know a lot of people say, well, Kobe played in this era. Yeah, but the league changed a little bit towards the end of what Kobe was leaving out. And yeah, I remember Kobe had already went through a lot of bumps and bruises. I'm talking about a 25-year-old Kobe. I ain't talking about Kobe 30-something years old. I'm talking about when he at their prime. That's what I'm talking about. So in reality, I tell all the fans this. Excuse me, I got the burps. Here's the thing, and I'm telling all the fans this. If you love LeBron and you look at LeBron as the GOAT, then LeBron is the GOAT to you. You don't need a debate. That's your opinion. If you love Kobe and Kobe is the GOAT to you, that's your man, that's your opinion. You don't need to debate. If you love Jordan and he's the GOAT to you, that's your man. You don't need to debate, okay? At the end of the day, there's no point at all in sitting here arguing like, no, LeBron's the GOAT. No, Kobe's the GOAT. No, Michael Jordan's the GOAT. All of them. You don't need to do none of that. You know what I mean? What you feel in your heart and what you believe is that's what you think. All right? Simple as that. So if one of these guys is your man and you look at him as the GOAT, then you stick with it. You ain't got to defend it. You already know. Like I said, each three of these guys are calling something. Don't let the media get you all riled up and get y'all guys going at each other. Because the media, the only way they make money or only way they get views is to get you, the viewer, to chime in and actually debate them in the comment section. That's how they make their money. Without, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being on with you guys. But look, it's your man, Urban Lover. Like, share, subscribe, get in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Who's your GOAT? I'll tell you, I got Jordan. Y'all take care, have a blessed one. Yeah, I'm a Lakers fan, but I got to be real. Can't be biased.